What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Jared. Welcome to the 60 Bros YouTube channel. And today we're going to talk about a highly requested topic, and that is what's going on with the EPA and their new regulations. And we're starting right now. But first, if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. Also, if you enjoy this content, give it a big thumbs up. Drop your comments down below. What do you guys think of the new EPA regulations and how it will affect us and the diesel community as a whole in the future? So first, we're seeing stuff all over the place online. I'm getting bombarded with questions either via Facebook, Instagram, or in comments and other videos what I think's happening. And so I wasn't completely up to date on everything, so I've been doing a little research to try to figure out what's exactly going on. The Diesel podcast had a really excellent topic about that recently, so go check them out. If you guys haven't, they have a nice channel over there, and it's it's a podcast about diesel stuff. They do a lot of cool videos, and I believe it was PPI they had on there, their tuning, and they were talking about tuning as a whole. First and foremost, guys, there's a lot to discuss here, and what the battle is primarily. You have people thinking that there's an act to combat what the EPA is currently doing. I forget what it's called. I'll put it on the screen here somewhere. Excuse me. Basically, what's happening is the EPA is now stating that you can't modify emissions, even for race use. And that's that part there, the race use portion, is kind of what is the issue, because they're basically saying it's illegal. You used to be able to modify for off-road use, and that was okay. Now, a lot of you guys have seen probably on different pages that, for race use only for certain parts, and if you chose to put them on your vehicle or not, that was for on-road use, that was on you, not on them. The EPA is now going after the manufacturers. We've seen them do this numerous times, most recently SCT. For us 6-liter guys, our favorite tuning device is obviously SCT, and they recently nailed them hard. Now also, they've gone after Edge in the past, along with countless other tuners and off-road product manufacturers. FlowPro, I believe it's FlowPro, no longer even sends exhaust to the US because of the EPA regulations and fines that I don't know if they were threatened with. Also, on top of this, guys, they've gone after shop owners as well for deleting trucks. This has been an ongoing battle, and I think a lot of people in the community have seen it coming. First and foremost, guys, this is not the EPA's first attempt at getting rid of tuning as a whole. It certainly won't be their last, but more importantly, they're attacking the aftermarket is my concern. Now, I'm not saying the diesel community doesn't have something to change. I think we probably do. The guys wanting to billow out tons of black smoke while cruising down the road at highway speeds is stupid. It's part of the problem. There's no point in it. I don't care if anybody says that's dumb. Personally, a little rolling coal while you're parked revving your engine up, I don't really care about. And obviously, when you're talking tractor pulls and drag racing, you need that. And maybe not needs a strong word. And I think we're seeing better tuning, cleaning stuff up down the track. Those of you guys that watched my most recent drag race, which is, gosh, a year ago now, off the line, I smoked like crazy, and the rest of my pool was nice and clean. I like that. I think that's cool. I think it's cool to make big power. Not that I think I make big power, but make good numbers and do it cleanly. I think that's super cool. And we've definitely seen a push in that direction as we've all kind of grown up and started to act more like adults. Yeah, I am giving the diesel community a little bit of a hard time because I think we kind of deserve one on this. We made a target super easy to paint on our backs. Now, where, in my opinion, the EPA's overstepping is race use should be left alone. That is what the diesel community is coming together and advocating for, getting lawmakers involved to protect our motorsport. This video, for the record, is not necessarily in support of deleting on-road vehicles. I'm not trying to have the EPA giving me a hard time or anything. The EPA is overstepping its reach, in my opinion. They're now taking out companies, and they've been doing this, for the record, for a long time. They've been attacking companies for tuning and giving arbitrary fines that probably don't even go back into trying to fix anything. So I think the EPA and cardboard and all that stuff have something to learn. along with the diesel community guys. But I do have to say we need to come together and we need to do it loudly. We need to do it like adults. There are petitions out there. Call your lawmakers. Let them know it's important to you guys. This is something super important to me. This is what this channel is about, is primarily diesel performance. Not a video I wanted to make, but just I've gotten such a response about the EPA that I needed to make this video for you guys. And just, I want to give my stance. And for those of you that value that enough, thank you for your support. But anyway, so the EPA is cutting the source off at the head. They're cutting everything off. They are coming down on companies. You're going to see stuff not being sold. Now, there are companies out there that are carb compliant and they have no issue with. I think in the tuning realm, I think when it comes to tuning, I mean, I think hard parts are always going to be easy to come by. There's always going to be somebody willing to make them. Deletes, block off kits, yada, yada, yada. Tuning is really what I want to talk about here, because I think that's where we're going to see the most change. And after watching the podcast or the diesel podcast and what they had to say, basically there are people, there's essentially, for all intensive purposes of this video, you have emissions compliant tuning, you have emissions intact, and you have deleted. Deleting obviously for race use, and times are changing, guys. That's all I can really say, is times are changing. And that's something we're either going to have to cope with and adapt, but we need to do something to help protect our right to be able to delete trucks. Again, I'm not advocating for on-road use of this. I'm advocating for the ability to do it for people that want to race. I love racing. It's fun. I haven't been doing it long, but it's something I do really enjoy and plan to do a lot more of. There's emissions intact, which just means all your emissions are intact. You're tuned. But your emissions are completely intact. And then last, there's emissions compliant, which everything is not just intact, but it also still meets regulations. This is something I'm just learning about too, guys, so I don't know a ton about it, but basically what I can gather is emissions compliant meets all EPA regulations, makes more power, is either as efficient or more efficient than what it was from factory. Big win in that department, because that means we're able to do more and still meet the regulations. Vice versa, for the race guys over here, that means that if we're able to do stuff better here, we're also going to be able to do stuff better here. It's just we didn't always have that push when we could delete stuff to continue to push that bar and learn. So congrats to the tuners that are working on this. I'm sure it's not easy to think outside the box and still get results, but it is awesome that they are working on it. Now, emissions intact tuning is kind of the middle ground, I guess. It looks good on paper, but apparently it is not necessarily effective at reducing emissions. I imagine it's more emissions reduced than deleted, but still apparently doesn't meet EPA regulation. Guys, the big thing I think we need to look at here is keeping the motorsport alive and the ability to do it. Personally, for on-road use, I can kind of understand why they're harping on it. And I just think times are changing. Do I think we're going to see a lot of pop-up tuning companies? Oh yeah, deleted tunes aren't going anywhere. The EPA is never going to make it happen, because it'll come from out of the country. It'll be untraceable. A lot of delete tunes are kind of shady now, so it's always been that way. I don't know too many people offering delete tunes. Sure, they're out there for off-road use, but it's not like back in 6-liter days when the 6-liter first came out. You could delete them. You get your SCT, you're deleting. Nobody really cared about anything. Tuning's not going away. Deleted tuning's probably not going away either. But I think it's going to be more restricted. I'm sad to see it, and I think everybody's kind of seen that this is the path we're going. But I don't see the EPA stopping it. In my opinion, I do think they're going to enforce it much stricter. I mean, eventually we need to protect aftermarket companies in this state, guys, in the sense of we need, again, go to your lawmakers. I will have links to what SEMA's starting to get loud about it and reporting on it. So contact your lawmakers, guys. Let them know that this is important. And I'll link the act here. It's like racing diesel something or other. I will get the actual thing. It's been a long day, but I want to get this video out to you guys So you guys kind of know my stance, and for some of you guys that have questions, again, I'm learning with you guys. I don't know everything going on, but clearly this has rattled a lot of people. Again, guys, I am, if it's important to you, advocate for it. Get a hold of your lawmakers and let them know that you are upset about this and that you want to see support for, again, whatever act it'll be here-ish on the channel. So anyway, that is that. They are going hard against diesel part producers, tuning, you name it. They are cracking down on it, and they're trying to squeeze, essentially suffocate the aftermarket diesel out right now. So us as a community, guys, we got to come together. We have to let people know that we're upset about this, and we can change this. We can stop it from happening. Guys, just because emissions need to be intact does not mean that we're done with diesel performance. It doesn't. It means the game's going to change. A lot of the advancements in diesel performance have happened in response to stricter emissions. That's something that's happened. The envelope has been pushed further and further, partially because of this thing. So keep that in mind, guys. I do think in the next 5 years, we're going to see some pretty impressive stuff come from tuning companies, come from the main manufacturers themselves. I mean, horsepower numbers are still going up with all this stuff on. I think the new Fords are coming out with like 450 horsepower. Sure, you may see 390 of it at the wheel, but I mean, that's an impressive horsepower number. And don't hold me to that guess. That is strictly just a ballpark guess thrown out there. So, very loosely, but 10 years ago, 290 probably was what was coming at the rear wheels of a 6.4. I don't completely know. I know they were like 350 horsepower. So we've essentially seen 100 horsepower jump from factory. Trucks are coming with almost 1,000 pound-feet of torque from factory. I think the new Cummins has that. We're headed in the right direction. We're making more power cleaner. I've always been all for clean diesel in the sense of get your tuning cleaned up. I want to make big power, but I want to do it clean. Just my stance on it. I don't really think it's cool to roll a bunch of coal and smoke out 2 blocks. Quite personally, it's annoying to me. So guys, keep all this in mind. I hope this video helped you guys. If you have questions or want me to do research into more stuff about what's going on, as I have updates for you guys, I will give them. Big topic. Please educate yourself out there. I don't have all the answers for this, guys. I'm just kind of doing my research now, but wanted to get this video out to you guys because, again, I'm getting questions left and right over it. So anyway, guys, I do have to go. I will talk to you guys later. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. A lot more videos to come. I am finally getting around to putting videos out a little more frequently again for everybody. And we are going to get back to some stuff for the truck here soon. I have to go up to Josh's and shoot a turbo video soon. I know you guys are all excited for that. Anyway, I will catch you guys all on the next upload. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like, and drop your comments down below. I'll see you next time.